Overnight outdoor education, not just for Oregon students. Prioritizing overnight science education programs for United States youth. Points to examine. Today's youth engage in high levels of personal technology use, which is correlated with increased levels of depression and suicidal behaviors. Outdoor education programs throughout the U.S. benefit youth through increases in personal well-being, education gains, and social-emotional health. Policymakers and state boards of education should follow the lead of Oregon in allocating funding for overnight outdoor education programs for all 5th and 6th grade students. Across the United States, many schools offer programs during the school year where students, typically in 5th or 6th grade, attend overnight educational camps with their classmates. These typically focus on environmental science, nature, and understanding habitats or climates. In most of these overnight camp settings, use of electronics is minimal because campers are spending time on organized social, educational, and recreational activities. A significant shift in youth's daily activities has always been an important part of any overnight camp experience, and with the stark contrast to many youth's technology-filled days, the experience is even more valuable today. Spending time in nature has positive cognitive effects for youth, including improving directed attention abilities. In outdoor adventure education, campers report that elements which contributed to personal growth and transformation include living in the beautiful nature setting, experiencing a lifestyle that is different from normal life, being a part of a community of fellow campers, as well as dealing with the challenges and intensity of engaging in the course. Research has reported that one of the benefits of outdoor education camps is an increase in the ability of students to identify nonverbal social cues. As frequent screen use may be replacing some face-to-face interaction, Oles et al. Studied 6th grade students at a 5-day camp. In comparison to a peer control group who did not attend camp, students improved twice as much in an assessment of recognizing emotions in faces without verbal cues to guide their perceptions. In a remote outdoor education setting, students in New Zealand demonstrated increases in creative thinking and well-being compared to their peers who attended school on a regular campus during their school session. Campers, when asked about their opinions on having no technology at camp, responded favorably about the experience. Children are continually connected to technology with its accompanying benefits and negative impacts. Surveys in 2018 found that 95% of teens have or have access to a smartphone, with 45% of those teens stating that they are online almost constantly. Youth use technology in many ways, both for educational and entertainment purposes. Early adolescents today are growing up in the age of the smartphone, and most cannot remember a time before smartphone technology was available to their families. At the same time, rates of depression and suicide are dramatically higher than earlier generations of adolescents. A correlation exists between the rise of smartphone use and depressive symptoms in this vulnerable population. Considering both the advantages and disadvantages of daily technology use for youth is important. As youth use technology so often in their typical lives, they may find difficulty in spending time disconnected from technology, which does need to be a priority. While they're at school, youth are using computers in many of their classes and frequently use technology to complete assignments at home. Value is present in the use of technology to streamline education and to train youth in the skills they will need for the future. Even with these benefits in mind, it is important to remember that time away from technology, especially time outdoors, is also very important. Individual states have created sources of funding through the legislature. Idaho has Be Outside Idaho grants through the Idaho Recreation and Tourism Initiative in collaboration with the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation. Be Outside Idaho grants focus on removing the barrier of transportation costs for students in the state so they have more equal access to outdoor education programs. In Washington state, No Child Left Inside grants provide $1.5 million for students to attend outdoor adventure and education camps. These programs target at-risk or lower economic status students who might face barriers to participation in these programs. No state has taken as much proactive action towards making outdoor education a priority as Oregon. In 2014, the Outdoor Education Coalition was created, which ultimately brought to pass great change in outdoor education opportunities in Oregon. In 2015, the Outdoor School Bill, SB 429, was passed, which created the framework, structure, and management system for a statewide outdoor school grant and assistance program. Then, in 2016, Oregon voters approved Measure 99, Outdoor School for All. With 67% of Oregon voters approving the measure, up to $22 million annually from the Oregon State Lottery would be allocated towards outdoor school. The approval of this measure created a stable and permanent source of income to allow all 5th and 6th grade students enrolled in public and charter schools in Oregon the opportunity to attend a week-long science education camp. Private school students in Oregon could dual enroll in public schools to qualify, or apply for separate grants through the Gray Family Foundation. Oregon's outdoor school is operated through the Oregon State University Extension Program. Many other outdoor education camps operate in the United States, offering students a multi-day overnight science education experience during the school year. In Idaho, the McCall Outdoor Science School has operated through the University of Idaho College of Natural Resources since 2001. In Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the Teton Science School has operated in locations in and around Yellowstone since 1967. In California, the San Joaquin County Office of Education Science Camp has operated since 1957, serving 4,500 5th and 6th grade students each year. Each of these programs, as well as many others throughout the country, typically depend on families or student fundraising to pay the way to camp. With so many organizations throughout the country committed to environmental education, more legislation like Measure 99 in Oregon is needed. Overnight education experiences for students are valuable and should not be limited to families with economic means. In addition to the benefits of hands-on learning, overnight camp experiences can help students grow in independence, experience the benefits of a break from personal technology, and improve in their social interaction skills. I recommend that state boards of education and environmental education groups communicate with overnight education camp administrators to determine if there is a way forward. I feel strongly that the cost of overnight science education for young students should be prioritized in state budgets.